would rather y'all just call out. If y'all that sick, call out. Right? If you don't got no sick time, then you're just gonna have to take that point if you're not feeling that well. But don't come into work with the, not you, but just in general. Don't come into work with the intention of being sick home just so you can save a sick day. That's when I'll say it's unexcused. Because if you know you coughing out loud, you know you partially dying and stuff, stay home.
Wait, but this is not
hold
what
on.
y'all, this is not what
hold
y'all
on,
say. No, you hold on. This is not
finish.
what y'all say though. This is what I'm saying. I've been in plenty of hungry where y'all say, I mean, make it to work, even if you sick. And if when y'all come, we'll evaluate y'all, and if it's, we'll send
You
y'all
see
home.
that word that you just said, right?
Yeah.
Evaluate. Yeah. So if I look at you and I evaluate that you're still okay to work, then guess what? Nobody, hold on. Nobody can keep you here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody can keep you here. If you that sick, go home.
Yeah.
But you going home doesn't mean it's gonna be excused.
Okay, so that's
So,
see, I'm just
so again,
doing differently. So that's why I said, now I know if something's wrong with me, I got an athlete foot burning, whatever, you know. I don't know. Like, I just was trying to show relationship. I see if you ain't doing favors, you don't get favors. You know what I mean? That's how I feel.
But is there a way, like, let's say I got a family emergency, right? I gotta go. I leave, right? But I so proof that I had actually, like, went to the hospital. That would be excused, right? When I come back.
I can't say that it will. Because even, to be honest, again, family emergencies, I get that. They happen, even for me, right? That don't mean my family emergency is an excuse, especially on days when you're actually needed here, right? If it was a light day or whatever, and we really didn't need you, that's a different story. I wouldn't care. I'll just excuse it, right? Saving me out. But if we're here and you gotta remember, when you're not here, although it's an emergency, everybody on the team has to compensate for you not being here, right? Everybody on the team has to compensate for that, right? So again, we get it. Family emergency, we can't keep you out here, right? But what we can say is that it's unexcused. Even if you have a doctor's note, I don't know if all of y'all know this, but even if you go to the doctor, doctor's notes don't excuse you leaving. Right? And that's not from me, that's from HR. Doctor's notes do not excuse y'all from being excused for the day. Even if you go there and they tell you these 3 days, these are why they give you sick days for that. All they're gonna do is apply your sick days for that time. It doesn't excuse it. It doesn't say, oh, well, you're out for these days, unless like you're in the hospital, unable to move, unable to make it to work. That's different. If you're admitted in the hospital, then they got things for that, like leave to protect y'all from those kind of things, right? But again, doctor's notes, I don't take them, right? You send them to HR, and if HR deems them that you're excused, then they'll object, and then they'll write it on your chrono so you won't get flagged, right? But me, I don't excuse it when you give me a doctor's note. All I do is tell y'all to send it to Desmond, right? Or I'll send it to Desmond for you. But everybody in here should have Desmond's email, who's FreshDirect, should have Desmond's email to be able to send these things to him. And he'll determine whether it's excused or not. But again, yes, we encourage you guys to come to work, even if you're slightly sick. But if you are at home, if you are dying, you just don't come to work. That's when you have 7 sick days throughout the year. The problem is a lot of people try to save it. That we are going to send you nothing. And that is not always the case. If you are able to come to work and you show up to work and we actually need you, there's no way I'm sending you home. Regardless, I'm going to tell you to put on the mask and keep working. Now, I can't keep you here. You're a grown person. You're in charge of your life, right? I can't keep you here. If you decide to leave, that's on you. And that will be the unexcused, right? But you guys get these safe and sick days for a reason. Every time y'all get a sniffle or whatever, y'all want to call out because y'all not feeling well, and that's fine. That's your time. You get a whole week specifically dedicated, a whole 7 days specifically dedicated to that. remember, those 7 days are for the entire year. And it's people like myself or Lewis, last year, aside from my surgery, I've only used one sick day. I've only called out sick one single time. That means that even myself, I have 7 sick days that I'm allowed before I start accumulating points. As management, right? As corporate, even me, right? I use one sick day. Do it yourself. How many sick days you used because you were sick last year? None, right? We show up to work, even though sometimes we feel horrible. And I know it's a lot to ask for y'all, but again, when you guys are not here, everybody on the team has to compensate for you not being here all the time. So that's why, even though sometimes I may not be feeling the best, I'll slap on the mask and I'll show up to work. I may not be at my best that day, but I'm gonna do what I can so you guys are not stressing out extra, right? I'm not gonna give you my 100. I'm definitely not doing that. However, I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna save my sick days, and when I'm actually sick and I can't make it to work, that's when I'm gonna use it. Right? So out of 360 bucks, I can't say that because I was out for 3 months due to my surgery. Right? But all the other times, I've only called out sick one time. Lewis, none. Rel rarely calls out. Right? These are, and I'm pretty sure how many times you came to work and you wasn't feeling good, Rel? Right? That's why they give us those safe and sick days. But you have to be able to manage those safe and sick days too. Sometimes, you know, you just gotta come to work and not feel well. I had a stomach virus all last week. I was here every single day till 6 o'clock. And I'm not asking y'all to do the same thing. Right? But again, these are why they give us safe and sick days. Now, as messed up as it sounds, that's what it is. If you are unable to make it to work, again, call out. Use your sick days. If you don't have sick days, guess what? You're going to be unexcused. If you come to work, if you're making it to work sick, don't come to work with the intention of getting sent home because if we actually need you, we're not going to send you home. We're just going to expect you to work. And if, again, you're an adult. So if you decide that you're going to leave anyway, it's going to be an unexcused. But I'm not going to talk about that anymore. If anybody got any questions regarding that, you have to talk to me outside the huddle. Any other questions? Damn, we got a lot of people. Any of your people leaving anytime soon, though? You got a gun you can come up for? Alright, so I'll look into it. Huh?
Alright. So
Give up yours.
you're gonna have to partner up, right? So I don't think.
No, you.
Alright. For now we just gonna y'all two gonna partner up. Alright, you gonna partner up with Rub. And then it's gonna be after.
Who's gonna be the main people?